Hey my friends, what's up? Plant more trees here, bringing you another video of a native slash pollinator garden area. This is located at the Berkeley High School, and we have some really nice shrubs, some young trees, volunteers, some good native short-lived perennials, and a nice little picnic area for students and staff to take their lunch amongst the birds. And this is a mixed garden. We have our Baccaris, the Coyote Brush here. This is a large one. You usually don't see them this big. It's about 12, almost 15 feet tall, and quite a trunk here. And we've several times we've come and removed large pieces of it because they kind of break apart after a certain girth and height. And now we have another baby one here, a little smaller one. We have our Salvia parrii, it's one of the California native salvias, sages. We have the canyon oak, which has some sooty mold, and there's I'm not sure what's the actual pest that is happening here, what pest is that chewing, but there's some chlorosis happening in the leaves. There's maybe not able to take up nutrients so well, but this is the Quercus chrysolepis, the canyon oak, and as you can see, it needs a little structural work here. This side branch, co-dominant trunk over there taking off to the side, is pulling a lot of weight this way, and when our leader is right there, so there's some pruning to be done here, a little reduction. Probably get the orchard ladder and come at it, do some reduction, not too much. We have the Mahita poppy, beautiful California native. It's not in bloom right now, but these are large white flowers, and they have these woody capsules filled with seeds, and they pop everywhere. They come out. There's another one here, nobody planted, it just came out. We have our Manzanitas, in the blueberry families, also a little chlorotic, having some yellow foliage, but overall it's doing pretty good. The mixed in irises, the bearded irises, giving a little spring accent. The ribes vivernifolium, beautiful plant, man. I love this plant. Check these blooms out. Oh, they're tiny. The family of this, I believe, is Grossularaceae. I have to check on that. I don't take my word for it. I'm just remembering, and I might be wrong. Okay, but beautiful plant. What else we have here? Ooh, look at this CA Native. It's the California lilac, a small tree. They're short-lived. They live about 15-20 years, and for a tree, maybe more actually, maybe up to 30 years. Or am I getting it confused with the height? 30 feet, tops out at 30 feet. Anyway, beautiful. You can see the bumblebees here going crazy for the blooms. It's a lot of insect activity, and great for the pollinators. We need to keep them happy. They do a lot of work for us, and we need to appreciate what they do. What else do we have here? Balea, but layer the butterfly bush. It can get kind of weedy too, but it's very tolerant to our soils and to our droughts, and provides so much nectar for pollinators. And I'm not sure that hummingbirds pollinate this. I am not sure, but they might. And what else? We have some fennel that is great for the swallowtail butterflies. Here we go. Again, everything needs a little more maintenance. If this was out in the wild, it'd be great, but we are behind a little bit on our maintenance, especially in the high school that is such a big site and so many needs. And then here we go. We have the Leptospermum scoparium, which has this beautiful red foliage, kind of purpley, and it actually contrasts really nice with the CA Native here. Look at this CA Native. I'm not too sure on the variety of this CA Native. The species of CA Native this is. I will do some research on my CA Native. But you know, it's been lifted from the ground up just to create enough clearance. We do have rodent problems in areas that are thick like this. There's a lot of hiding spots and corridors for mice and rats, and children leave behind a bunch of garbage a lot of the times, making it easy food for them. And then having the tall grass makes it easy shelter and hiding spots. We also have this Hardened Bergia, I believe that's the name, and it's a fabaceous vine. It's in the Fabaceae or Leguminosae plant family. They're splitting and dividing Fabaceae and Leguminosae as two different families. However, I don't know too much about that split and who gets sent to what part of the room, who gets to do push-ups, who gets to write on the blackboard 100 times. I'm not a fabaceous plant. I am leguminous plant. Anyway, whatever. The good old bird of paradise, super tough, tolerant plant of so much abuse. They do like plenty of water, but they will tolerate drier conditions. They are good plants in our California landscapes. Once they're established, they hold on pretty good, and there's nothing more beautiful than to see these blooms, this large inflorescence filled with nectar and super sweet sugars. Yeah. There's nothing more beautiful than to see hummingbirds come and visit them. It's quite a treat. What else do we have here? We have this big mallow. I believe the species or the genus is Malva. But anyway, I have to get back to my plant encyclopedias and do a little more research and brush up on my names, because it's so easy to just learn a plant and then forget about it. But these are really good plants. This come from the Catalina Islands off the coast of California. So they come from a very dry and salty environment, and they're whenever they are receiving supplemental water, that means irrigation, not just rainfall, but supplemental irrigation water, they get massive. And these also tend to split apart. Anyway, mallow family, great plant. I love this. Super easy for your garden if you have a large space that needs to be covered in a quick manner and you want some year-round blooms. Pretty much it'll bloom year-round here in California, at least in the Bay Area. Very generous plant. What else do we have? Some Astromeria here that I always come and harvest some blooms. They're great cut flowers, the Astromeria. They're called Peruvian Lily, and they're great plants, beautiful plants. Easy once they're established. There's nothing to do to them other than to chop them to the ground once they're done blooming, or once the foliage starts receding. Another Manzanita. This is a larger shrub / small tree, taking up a beautiful corner spot there. What a gorgeous plant there. Look at this, wow. And this it's covered in white blooms at the end of their branches. Terminal blooms. Terminal and axillary? No, they're just terminal. So they come out of the end of the branches, not of the sides. There's a few blooms there. They're small white blooms. The Heath family, Ericaceae. We have a Toyon here. Another gorgeous California plant. This gets filled with red berries. I guess they're called Christmas berry, they call them. In the fall, they'll be covered in red berries, like a lot of other rosaceous plants in the rose family. Entire leaves and a little serrated margin here. Oh, let's see. I'm looking at the plant, not at the video, so I can't. Okay, you see that serrated margin? They're thick, leathery leaves, smooth. They have some hairs on the stem, some ciliate coverage. I don't really know if I'm using my terminology right. Anyway, and then another beauty of the California flora, Fremontodendron. The flannel bush, and this cause all the gardeners complain about this. That's the fruit right there. It's been open and it's covered in these trichomes, like these little pokey things, and they get between your sleeve and your skin, and then they are irritant. So a lot of the gardeners don't like them. So if you plan on having one of these, just plant it somewhere where you won't have to deal with it too much. Here it's been planted in a corner, and it grows out onto the way of students, and people start complaining, and it's an irritant. So be careful with these plants. These are great if you have a 20-foot round space that needs to be filled, and you just plant it and leave it alone. Then we have a Catalina Ironwood, which is it's a rosaceous tree. It's a tree in the rose family, and Leonotamnus asplenifolia, the fern leaf, asplenifolia. And I'm not sure if this is there's two of them, of this asplenifolia. One is the variety is called Floribunda, and the other one is Splenifolia variety, Splenifolia. Another looks like a Grindelia. Looks like a Grindelia. However, I'm not sure. It's one of the asters, and there's the capitulum. Capitulum? I think that's what it's called. Back to the books, my friend. Go back to school, huh? Stop planting so many trees and go back to school. And then, of course, the Italian cypress. I really don't have much love for these trees. They're fine, I guess. Whatever. Not. It doesn't really tickle me. And we have the California. This is called Epilobium canum, and California Fuchsia. I guess the one back there with the blue, the CA Native, is the California Lilac. This is the California Fuchsia. Red flowers, hummingbird pollinated, and it needs to be chopped to the ground. You chop this to the ground and they come back so beautifully. They really pop back out. It's amazing how they react to it. What else we have here? Another salvia, a good looking sage. I don't know what variety this is, but it definitely needs to be chopped down to the ground too. And then the Hummingbird Sage. Oh, these are quite an amazing plant. And look at this inflorescence, and there's a bloom right there. The inflorescences are sticky, all these trichomes. Oh, it smells so good. Smell it. It smells so good. The hummingbirds were just here, so maybe we see one if we stick around here long enough. But this is, I forget the name, another salvia native to California. And these are very easy. They propagate themselves. They grow a colony. Gorgeous plants. And then you have a random beet over there, and some Aster chilensis, and some mint, and some vetch. There's quite a little meadow here. What else can I tell you? This is a really gorgeous spot, filled with birds, filled with insects, and I'm just grateful to have this for my work and be able to come to spaces like this and advise my gardeners on things that we should be doing to keep the growth habits safe and keep the vegetation healthy and good looking. I'm not a pristine type of garden person. I like the garden a little wild, but there's a balance that needs to be achieved. The balance is safety and beauty. And let's see. Hey birdie. Safety and beauty, and keeping the ecosystems vibrant and healthy, and at the same time maintaining rodent populations down. So there's always you can't have it all, and you have to do some sacrifices, and some weed whacking, and some mowing, and some chopping, and some pruning. Some plants need chopping, not pruning, okay? Some other plants, if you don't prune them gently, they'll totally decline and will not like it. And pretty much to wrap it up, the garden is such a dynamic place that it really needs to be tuned in with whoever's doing the maintenance on it, and it needs to be enjoyed. Okay, if you don't enjoy it, then it can be quite a tragic job to have, gardening maintenance, especially when you have bushes that attack you and things with thorns, and places that you might run into a rat habitat. So anyway, long video today, huh? I didn't expect it, but it's good. All right, guys, take care, be kind to each other, and plant more trees. Peace.